Now, before we finish this particular chapter, again, just go over prediction scoring and smart transformations in data prep. So I do have here a recipe that is dealing with a story or prediction that was deployed. And in this particular, this is the same exercise we cover in the Einstein discovery part, where we have a daily sales data set. And what we're doing is we are scoring the data based on that prediction behind the scene in the data prep and recipes right now. So the transformation again is straightforward. We cover it in detail in that particular chapter, but just to show you that you can score, you can map the fields. So a prediction is expecting, let's say, these 5 fields. What are these 5 fields from your data sets that are coming in? So it's the item, month, promotion. It happens to be the same name. You have an option also to say the top one, two, or three predictors and the top improvements. What this does is it adds the actual actions. So you can see here that I have a prediction score. This is the predicted score, but I also have the predictor, why, and the impact of that. So those are typically what you see in the, for example, scoring card, the green numbers and the explanations next to them. So adding a discovery predict node is straightforward. You just click on that particular transformation, you click discovery predict, and you pick your prediction, which one you're using, and then you get to the mapping window right here and the options, and then you create an output node and you're done. So that's for discovery predict. And the last thing I was going to mention is the smart transformations. So again, when you saw transforms, you saw a few here: detect sentiment, so sentiment analysis, predict missing values. But we actually have 3 more powerful ones. As of now, they're still pilot, but again, you can check the latest release notes. But these are the 3 ones that are going to be very powerful too. One is a time series. So if you know what's a time series function is available in the compare table, and the cycle, that is a query engine level. We are bringing it to the data level. So now you can imagine your data set right here, and you can have the forecast. So time series is a forecast. It's like prediction, but it's for time series data. So if you are trying to forecast for the next quarter, for the next day, for the next, etc., anything that has a date or time, you can use a time series function in the data itself here in the prep and have it there. You have a cluster transformation. This is very important when you're doing white analysis or more complicated analysis. You can cluster the data and right there and the data prep and kind of stamp it with whatever that cluster is. And then we have a pivot functionality in the aggregate node, and that is also important. So pivoting, just to remind everyone, so it's when you bring that, let's say the title here, and you pivot it to the row. So your column becomes a row, and that is also a powerful feature. So you can, again, get to these from the main help link, create recipe with data prep, and there should be a try out pilot features in data prep recipe. So I do encourage you again to always take a look at these. And if you are interested, you can just reach out to support or your Salesforce contact and ask for these to be enabled. And if you need to read a little bit more, again, you can go to the time series, to the cluster transformation, and the aggregate node, how to pivot data right there.